Hi, English 2332, week 12. Again, I was reviewing my last video about Chaucer and I thought it came off a little negative. So I want to take a moment and kind of point out to you that while Chaucer may not be everyone's cup of tea, he certainly is a member of a very elite group of English writers, English poets, and he's a genius of the language. And his stories are compelling and interesting. His characters are rich and brought to life. And uh, I hope that you'll enjoy reading it. It's certainly a great work of literature for a lot of reasons. When you look at the life of Geoffrey Chaucer, you see a lot of variety. He held a lot of jobs. Um, he received a very good education through the nobility. Uh, he was uh, passed off to a member of the court uh, simply because the young lady liked him and she wanted to see him better educated with better manners and better refinement. And so this introduced him to a lot of people. And the fact that he served three different British kings is important. Most kings, like most US presidents, when they assume office, they're going to sweep house and start over with all of their own people. The fact that the British kings didn't do that, the fact that two of them kept him on, tells you how valuable he was as a messenger and as ambassador. But this position and his other jobs enabled him to travel a lot, which meant that he got to go to the places where great literature of the time was being written. Uh, Books, all books at that time were handwritten. The printing press wouldn't be invented for those 70 years after his death. And so every single book that you could have access to, that you could find, was handwritten by somebody, which took a long time, made them expensive and very rare. The best way to study literature is to go meet the author, set up an arrangement, go have an interview, and talk about the work and read the work there or buy one from him. So the fact that Chaucer is he's not a high level figure, but he's a fairly significant political figure. The fact that he's a very intelligent man, the fact that he's had a variety of jobs in several different locations and comes from a middle class merchant. Now, the middle class in England at this time is just starting to stick its head up. So the fact that he's part of the rising middle class, and that he can speak the language of the people. Of course, as you know, he wrote in Middle English, which is a huge step forward from Old English, but he's speaking to the people in their language. This is unusual because most middle class Britishers couldn't read. So he's trying. So part of what he's doing is encouraging them to learn to read. We can thank him for the high rate of literacy, I guess, because a lot of people did learn how to read because of the poems of Geoffrey Chaucer. He took ordinary characters, he made them seem very realistic, earthy conditions, normal language, natural language. Just he just tells these stories in a very compelling way. So I encourage you to enjoy them if you choose to read a couple of the tales from the Canterbury Tales. Um, Really very interesting things. But be sure you know his life. Be sure you know prologue, this is the general prologue. Juan de la Prilly, the Sugar Sota, the drought of March hath pierced into the rota, and bothered every vein in swish liqueur, of which vetter too engendered is the floor. Middle English. Yeah, we memorized that in high school. But looking ahead, I notice you've got your next response paper coming up next week, April the 18th. I just opened the Turning In app for that. Remember, I'm looking for your response, your reaction, your your feelings about a work, but be sure you read it, be sure that you know it well enough to have an intelligent response to it, and then just tell me what you think without using first person point of view. Then next week, we come to one of my favorite parts, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Really an action adventure with a little rom com in there and really pretty interesting. I hope you'll get into that. Then we hit the period after the Middle Ages. It's called the Renaissance, the rebirth of learning. We'll study a little bit about William Shakespeare, and then we'll try to cover Macbeth in 1 week. Then the unit exam. Then the last week we'll take and set aside just for the final exam review. And then it looks like your final exam is going to be Tuesday, May the 7th. Um, It'll open online. If you want to take that in person, um, you can just contact me and I'll have a pencil and paper because I'm only giving two final exams this semester that I think of offhand. One is Thursday, May 2nd, and then Monday, May 6th. But if you want to come in on Tuesday, May 7th, we may be able to work out something. Just contact me, let me know, and good luck.